All right, guys, we're gonna start tonight's budget workshop for tonight for March 24th. Miss Julie, I'll let you have the floor.
So we'll start this evening with letting Mr. Haley, they wanted to address the board as well as, where's this Mr. Brandon? And then with middle school as far as coaching supplements. So if you all want to kind of piggyback off each other, as y'all have issue, that would be great.
I didn't know that he had one coming, but what I've got is both our supplements for the 25 and 26 school year. I also got our request, if you want to see it, and what we'd like to have. I know money's tight, but we hadn't had a coaching rate with the high school in a little over 10 years. 4 years ago or 5 years ago, they give our baseball and softball coaches a major sport salary, which they're paid, but none of the rest of the sports has had one since then. And if you notice on there, we're asking, and a lot of people may seem like it's a lot of money, but it's really not when you drop it by our coaches spend 12 months a year in that gym or on that football field. So it's not really a big increase, even though the total number, if you see by each one, and for assistant coaches, we ask for half that same amount. Okay.
And as far as the middle school goes, you got the high school on the front page, and then middle school on the back or the second page. And I've also attached DeKalb and Fentress County on what their coaching supplements are for comparable sports. You'll notice that our coaches in the middle school, they're doing the same sports. And then, of course, the pay is going to be significantly less. We're just asking for a little bit of a raise, honestly, there. Whenever you look at the assistant coaches, I mean, we've got assistant coaches. They're only making $500 for the entire season. And then also for the head coaches, just a little bit of a pay bump there as well.
And I know, like he said, he showed some other counties, and I have several of the counties, and I know we can't compare to them. I mean, my son's an assistant coach and football coach in Rutherford County. We couldn't even touch their pay compared to them. I mean, that's just fact.
Yeah.
So we're just asking to give our coaches a little something to say, hey, we appreciate you staying in county.
Any questions for you?
You see, assistant coaches have only seen in a few sports. Is there a reason
For ours,
for not all sports assistants?
no, we don't have supplement pays for all the sports. Your major sports has them. Football has actually 4 assistants. And your basketball, baseball, and softball all have 1. But our volleyball doesn't have a paid assistant. Of course, our golf and tennis or none of that has a paid assistant either.
We do have the assistants though, do.
I don't think so in golf or tennis do with Mr. Nichols stuff. But I know Mr. Burks has always handled that. And we just kind of, I'll be honest, I stay out of his way. He handles it and does a good job with it.
Any questions?
Mr. Nichols, you got anything you want to add there? I didn't know. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. And we'll head to the soccer game.
Okay. And then this is our collaborative conferencing year with CCBOE. And so they wanted to address the board with some requests that they have. And so I'll let Ms. Beth and Ms. Collins.
Okay, thank you for allowing us to present our items to you. As Ms. Julie said, this is the year where CCEA, which is our teacher union, which represents all teachers in this county, where they are a member of CCEA or not, but we collaborate for every certified teacher that is in our county. So this is our year that we collaborative conference, and we have a committee. And the board, you have a committee, and Ms. Rebecca, she's been serving as your representative. Then we have the central office has a committee. We're meeting. We've met several times. coming up with different things that we're working on. But we're coming to you with our money items that we want to present to the board. We're looking at, proposing to the board from, help us out with them. And we know how the county is, and we're just asking for, everybody's got their hand out, but, we have not had a lot of things given to us in this way in several years. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is the insurance for our employees. Okay? We want to propose that the state pays 45% of our insurance and this on a single policy right now. And the school board is paying 47% of that. That's a total of 92% on a single policy, which is great. I have a single policy, it's great for me. But we are asking to help the single people. We're asking for a 1% raise from the county to help us with that. And that total comes out to $1,256 monthly, a total of $11,256 a year total for your single policies to cover that. Our family policies for the increase, the state pays 45%. State pays 45% on everybody's policy. The board is paying right now 22% of a family policy, which makes it 67% family policy paid for us. So we are asking to pay the family policy at raise it to 10%, 77%. And Miss Julie give us the totals on. She's got our documents and everything for us. There's like 50 employees on a family policy, and that comes to about $80,000. Okay, also, we are proposing, we have several couples that are all teachers here, and they're all employed by the county, and they had to either get single policies or if they have children, one of them has to get the policy plus the child, and the other one has to get just their own single policy just to kind of save on money because the family policies are $800 a month with policies. So we're proposing to our board that they can combine their policies to make it a savings for them.
So right now, they have two deductibles. So one person is carrying the family policy, they have a deductible, then the other person has their own deductible with a single policy. So if they were able to be on one policy, which is what most places, a lot of places do, they allow even two people that work at the same place to be on the same policy. That would, be a savings in addition to, just not having to pay that premium, but to also have one deductible for the whole family instead of two.
Right. One of our committee members, Wesley Foster, he's done a lot of research on this. He is at his state FFA convention, or he will be talking about insurance because he's researched it, looked into other counties, and he's one of those people that him and his spouse, they both work here, they're paying double, and last year they had twin babies and they had to meet 2 deductibles and just that sort of thing. So we're just looking in to try to help them with that. So that's with our insurance. So if you could look at that, maybe help us with our insurance. And I think that would, if we are not comfortable with other counties around here, a lot of counties pay 80% of their employees' policies.
For a family.
For a family.
And they pay 100% on individual.
And they pay 100% on individual. Coffee County, I know, they pay 100% on individuals, 80% on families. So, we're just looking at, we want to keep our teachers here and we want to make ourselves attractive. In this collaboration, I've said the whole time, let's do what we need to do to collaborate to make us more attractive where we can keep our own here teaching with us because, money talks. It talks for everybody. It talks for me too. But, I'm staying here. So, you've got people with 20 over years. I'm not going nowhere. It's going to take a lot for me to do. But, the young people, they're starting out and they run. I mean, we lose our people from our county to the counties because they can offer them more things. And I know we can't do like some of the surrounding counties, but hopefully we could invest in our teachers to be comfortable with some of the other counties that is around us. So that's our first topic that we will present.
Do y'all have any questions about the insurance? If at any time you do, then you can always, send that through.
And I just wanted to share the last, when they're talking about the different insurance policies, I did reach out and had a conversation with Ms. Shannon Bacon. And it's not something that's going to cost the county any more money for us to be able to do that, to help out the employees with how it's split up and helping them with those policies. So that point there is not something that's going to cost.
For the third.
For the third
For the
yes.
couples.
For the couples that are in the,
Yeah,
both work in the district together.
yeah. But it would definitely be a savings for them.
Yes.
Okay, our next item that we have is we would propose, do you have those?
Brain.
Yeah, you've got it. We have a teacher salary scale and it goes to 20 years. Most counties, their teacher salary scales will go to 25 years and some 30 years. We would like to propose, and the finance office has tested this out, they've worked on this new schedule and everything, increasing our salaries, to increase our teacher salary scale up to at least 25 years at this time. And our goal is to work on that, increase it up to a 30-year scale because we have teachers within between 25 and 30 years. Lots of teachers. And in the past, and I know I've been hearing for years, most teachers that hit the 20-mark scale, they never get an additional
You're not gonna
raise.
get a raise unless you get an across the board
Yeah,
raise.
across the board, like from the state. And those teachers that are under 20 this year, we have a scale where they get the increase every year. So we have a proposed schedule made.
And I've given you a copy of all the scales for our surrounding counties. And just don't pay any attention to Rutherford. It's hurts your heart to look at it. But, and all of them are on at least a 25-year scale. And some of them go to 30. So this is definitely going to make us more comparable with surrounding counties because, sometimes when people are looking at where they're going to go work, they're going to look at the pay. And, I looked at the end, you're going to look, okay, hopefully anybody that comes here is going to stay. And if they look at that bottom line, that last number, and then they compare it to other counties, then it's going to make us competitive. So to retain as well.
And Miss Julie has been meeting with us also. She has all the documentation for you on the cost and everything for that to increase the scale. But I think it would be very attractive for people looking. I mean, I'm over 25 years, but these younger people coming in, they want to know. I mean, I've had lots of teachers say, you need to work on this. You need to work on this, get this scale bigger. We need that. And staff, and I'm like, okay, we're going to work on it. So we're proposing to try to increase it for 25 years and then to look to the future, maybe, in another year, next year, another year, just keep to try to go to 30 years for the teachers because, the retirement's 30 years. And like a lot of other places, it's 30 years. So we would like for you to look at that for us and help us out.
And
with that schedule.
I think you've been made aware of that. And the 5 years at the current scale will be around $200,000.
Okay. And our last item is
I'm going to give y'all the 2% first. Okay. It says it as.
And then can I get a contribution this, for this, oh, absolutely, thank you, this.
We have proposed to increase our salaries. We're putting out two options, a 2%, which, you know, person starting $50,000, that's $1,000. You know, 3%, $1,500. We have not had a county raise. I mean, we got Norma Lewis and these teachers. We don't know. We've always got this, you know, when the state sends some, and we always every year kind of, I know since I've been on negotiating, that we're like, because we've already asked Miss Judy, are we getting any money from the state? She hasn't heard anything yet. And, you know, and when we hear something, we get something, we never ask for more from the county because our state's taking care of us then. So we've heard no news. So, I mean, I think it would be, if it's financially able, feasible. I mean, the finance office, you have all the budgets and you have to work the same. We're just proposing a 2% or a 3% pay increase for all certified teachers.
And y'all know with the cost of everything, inflation and all that, we're basically not even keeping up at it, you know, asking for that 2 or 3%. And you can feel that when you go to the grocery store. So it's difficult. It's difficult for everyone, not just teachers.
So that's the three things that involves the money. And we have been collaborating for several months now. And the board has approved some things for us that we've been good things that we've already got approved. And we're going to be presented to you later on as the school board to approve all that later, to vote on it. But the committees have agreed and that'll come to you later. But, you know, you present this and then the board approves all this. But we would appreciate it. You look at it with your hearts and see if you can help us.
Do y'all have any questions about any of it?
That's Miss Judy. We'll be making Monday. That's the nice thing.
Y'all are more than welcome. Anybody can come.
Yeah, you do something like working me.
Just be, no. Okay, so, you have Miss Andrea and Miss Diane have gotten, a draft budget together. It's the big packet, and we'll also receive from them the non-certified, pay scale that y'all requested at the 2, 3, and 5% as to what that would look like. So share anything through the budget or let them give y'all some time to look over since we just received these. This budget does not have, and help me put this over, make sure that I'm correct, does not have any increases for salaries. Not for the non-certified, but it does for the certified.
No,
No.
it's the service. We just added with the departments gave us the supervisor.
Right.
And this is assistant principals back at what we had.
Yeah, so that did get added in. Okay.
Yeah. Request to see that. And on the teachers line, you might notice that it's decreased by 111,000. And that's because there's 2 CTE teachers that Crystal requested we put in the CTE budget. So we just reduced the teachers by 111 and added it to hers. Okay, she wanted. Yeah. Most of them are just small requests that they put in, so.
All the estimated revenues, is there, no, they have missed it. Um, the projected, so figures,
For next year,
yes.
I think I put in what, no, I put the same thing as this year. I didn't know what to put on it.
Okay.
So it's on that far 26.7 column. You can see it's the same as this current.
Okay, geez. Okay, there it is. All right. So where it says the basic education program,
Right.
that's TISA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably supposed to be covered something.
Yeah.
I think that's what, no, it was.
Yes, this is not BEP anymore.
Yeah, I'll fix that.
Okay. But also this budget does not include going to 25 years.
No.
So that's not in what you have. And it doesn't include, for anything for the non-certified
Right.
as well. So when you're looking at those figures, those aren't included in here.
We didn't give you updated scales for the non-certified. It goes through 25 years for them. And it's at the 2, 3, and 5% that are requested as well. So you will have to decide in order for us to be able to add that to the budget, which I would like to do for them as well, as is the teachers, the certified. That's why we didn't add it in there, is we have to have a decision which I would like to do, where we can add it. Let's see. I also added down at the bottom, like totals from this year, this present year's numbers compared with what, going by these scales, it'll be for next year, and the difference of that as well. So kind of give you an idea. Each 2, 3, and 5%. So added on there like what the non-certified were. So I know there was a question about the last budget meeting about the custodians. It is 230 days. That was not changed because it never got altered with. So they are still at 230 as present. So if you need to change that as well for next year, that's something else to consider.
There was a question about the snow days and things like that.
So talk about it.
Wait, it was not actually action that was taken on it. I dug through and tried to find, and I had a conversation with Mel earlier today about that. And they're allotted 1,800 and some hours to work. And so if we do snow days, then those hours obviously will come out of that 18, let's just say 1,800 hours, just to make it easy. But so if they get a snow day, then those hours would come off, and that means then in summer, they might have had those days to work to get the schools ready for the next year. So that's why they stay at it hourly. And don't, they have that hourly rate and don't get the snow days. Is that correct?
The way I understood it from Shannon, yes, ma'am, that is correct. they are allotted the 1,800 something hours a year. So if you give them a snow day, then they would fill out their timesheet just like an aide would fill it out. But those 8 hours would come off of that 1,800. So in the summer, that would give them, like where we received 8 snow days, then they would take 8 off for the summer. They would not have to work 8 days during the summer to do the waxing and the stripping and stuff like that.
So we'd have to up their hours.
I would think that that's,
But then it
we'd
would
have to
be,
talk more with Shannon since she's HR, but that's what I would think you'd have to do, up their hours on their contract, because they really sign a contract with hours. They get 8 hours a day. Yes, sir.
Wanted to let y'all know too that I added it for everyone, not just them. But specifically, that's why I did it, because of them, because I know there was a question about that last time. Let y'all know. And what everybody non-certified works.
question kind of on that. Our EAs, they get 1 day per year. Is that what I'm understanding? One personal day and 1 sick day, or 1 personal day only? I just love to say it on here. And I'm
It's on the side here.
over on the
One
side.
sick day.
1 sick day per month. Per month, right? But theirs is per year, right?
Correct. Personal.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Or
personal,
personal.
other two things.
Right.
Okay. They're not per month.
They only get 1 sick day per year.
Is that not the how it's? For EA.
I thought it was 1 day per month.
Yeah.
Sick day.
Sick day they do. Personal.
Just first, they get 1 per sick day per year, but sick
One
day
sick
they
per
get
month.
1 per month.
Per month.
I would have told them.
Yes.
Well,
Right.
right, but it says per month.
1 per month.
And do
And
those?
I mean, I've had someone reach out, but they only get 1 per year. They get 1 per month.
Without the delay.
A sick day. A sick day, yes, right. The personal day is 1, and what the
I don't think
two per year, but EA
not
as well as everybody else get 1. Okay,
Custodians do not get.
Yes.
right.
It depends on what your annual days, not food.
And we have it on one around.
Okay, who gets paid, who gets paid the 230 days?
Custodians.
That's like 1,840 hours a year, I think that they're allowed.
Yes.
So if you give them their sick days, then you give them snow days, you just up there,
Right.
that.
I'll send the 130.
EAs and custodians, they get spring break. They will pay holidays or what?
Okay. 5 days, I think it's. Yes.
So the EAs do not get paid for spring break?
No.
They
No,
get 5 days.
they get 5 at Christmas. That's it. So they'll get spring break or fall break.
You said either fall or spring, neither one,
They get 5 days.
after Christmas.
Okay, and so taking back to the whole, personal and sick leave. EAs, they get how many personal days a year?
1.
1 personal day a year. And then sick days.
I think it's just one. You think it's one per month?
Yes.
Well,
No, not EAs. They get one per year.
That's the
difference. That's it. Secretary.
EAs,
The EAs only get one, one day.
Designated position though.
It's each
So
position
you
is
get
different.
one personal day and one sick day, or just one day total?
One of each.
One of each. One of each.
I don't think they're titled that way. I think it's called like a day person, just have a.
So 2 days total. That's it.
Plus 5 days of Christmas. But
And
no
they get
spring
paid
break.
about 5 paid holidays. Yeah, they get some holidays.
They do get the
some.
holidays.
Some.
Some, not all of them. Some not President's Day and.
I can look.
They get Good Friday, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's.
Yeah, that's it. You got it.
And they get 5
Days.
days of Christmas.
So they're off 2 weeks, so.
And then if you're a
So
secretary.
they get Labor Day, Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, and Good Friday.
Yeah, that's what he said. Okay. Then if you're like a bookkeeper or secretary, you do get those one day a month, sick, one day a month. Vacation or annual leave.
Plus spring break and I'm just reading off.
I'll phrase what I see in my EAs. They get 180 student days plus 5 paid holidays, as well as 1 personal day and an additional 5 days for Christmas break.
That's it.
So no sick.
Well, it's one day. You can be sick or whatever you want.
Is there a reason that it was done that way versus separating them outside of the receptionists and? It probably
As long as I,
more than anybody in this room.
I've been here
or at the
25
table.
years, and that's what it's always been.
So when EAs are out, do you have to find substitutes?
It
Depends on the position.
So like for pre-K EAs, yes,
Okay.
but then for like a general
School,
EA, no.
Y'all do not see.
Right, depends on the position.
Does anybody have a general idea of how many EAs we have?
I mean,
I mean, we can tell.
like, no, I have. But we have this. You can see it on there.
We're on budget. I have no number.
I got it.
So there's, I don't know.
I have machines and like on computer, but I just don't have.
In special education is for pre-K, I think
She has 8.
8, so.
I have 4.
13.
Yes.
Well, I have the number on my computer. I just don't have my computer. I bring me to tell you. I can pull it up and tell you.
So are we talking like, I don't know,
Less than 50.
50 maybe?
Yeah, less than.
Okay.
Why are you writing right?
Oh. Not answer my question.
Shame.
We're trying to be.
Yes, I appreciate the ladies' efforts. I do.
If we.
Something just very.
Thinking this through. I mean, I just don't feel like, yes, ma'am.
So, we redid the support staff salary, what, 2 years ago? And added the five.
It's been, it's like, it's like, yeah.
Okay, I was thinking it was Miss Bonnie's first year, so that's how I was.
Is it over there? Yeah.
So, an educational assistant gets paid for 190 days, not taking into account the sick or personal day that they have. A teacher gets paid for 200 days. The biggest difference between the teacher 200-day contract and the educational assistant 190-day contract is that teachers are also required to complete 5 days of in-service. So when you take away the 5 days of in-service from that teacher contract, you're really looking at a 5-day difference because most educational assistants are not required to have the
In-service
In-service
of professional
days.
development.
there are some exceptions, like with Miss Kathy's pre-K. Yes.
But in the, so teacher. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Makes a difference.
But are they technically getting paid for spring break and fall break? Or are they getting?
No, but they get the.
The salary doesn't
Their
count.
salary is divided among 12 equal checks, and that is a game changer. Whereas educational assistants are not, because they're paid based on the number of days they work within that month.
Does that make,
Does that make sense?
No.
But thank you.
So they're not missing a check on the weeks they're off. They've already got them. They've got them. How did you say that? Say that again.
So
I know what, I understand what you said.
teachers get a salary
Right.
and it's just divided among 12 equal paychecks, and 3 of those are received in the month of June. Whereas educational assistants, if, say for the month of December, there's really only about maybe 10 to 12 work days, and that's why the 5 days of paid Christmas time was factored into that salary scale a few years ago.
Because they get paid by the hour.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, that's the difference. Salary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, whereas a teacher is a year-long salary contract.
Okay.
So it appears that they're getting paid for spring break and fall break, but it's just their salary is divided equally among 12 paychecks. So that is what's different versus that hourly wage.
Right. I got you now.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't think one sick day is okay. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, that's,
Make our kids do if their kids are sick.
and, you know, if you're an EA and you have kids and kids are sick, I mean, that's just not okay.
I think that-
Because that's gonna have people, you know, that are struggling financially are gonna come to schools and work sick because they can't afford not to.
Hmm.
And then that's gonna get everybody else sick, and then we know how that goes. So, I mean, that's not okay with me.
Think, correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Julie, for us to add more sick days, that'll have to be in a regular board meeting.
We'd have to have a discussion, say in April, on the
Yes.
April board agenda.
We're just saying it in the budget approval. You
And
see what
then
I'm saying?
you'd have to pass that at that.
Then that would add into the budget.
Well, let's put that on the,
But you see what I'm saying?
yes, I
Okay.
got you. So, next.
Doing good.
So next, let's talk about the teachers, increase.
Go ahead. It's just-
No, I'm like, oh, you.
you go ahead, you got it.
I'm just,
Which, like you said, we don't know what we're getting from the state, correct?
we have, projections, from the state. We got some, this is just March, so it was just last month that we got a projection. And it looks like that we're gonna get the same amount that we got previously. And that's because, we're not, the state has some supports in place for districts that have a decrease in enrollment. And, there was another piece of criteria that I can't think of off the top of my head, that if it should affect our funding, there's a funding floor that we're not going to go below what we received in the previous year. So, and that's where we have fallen so far right now. So whatever we have received last year will be comparable to this year.
So they will automatically get. You know.
But you were saying y'all have to get a raise, is that what you were saying? Yeah.
There is a provision in there, since we're already at 50,000, that is designated trust for teacher salaries, that has to go to that.
Right.
This will be the last year that we get that, because we had to be at 50,000 for this year. And so we've all already got it was district to 50,000. That provision is in there, but moving forward, that provision won't be in there. So, and again, that's restricted just for teacher salary. So that can be utilized. However, you know, I'd like to utilize that as far as putting it towards races, putting it towards increasing years to 25, from where we are. It can be utilized for that as well.
If we increase to the 25 years, does that take that full amount?
It takes all but $5,000 some dollars, I believe. I haven't done the subtraction, but it's about $211,000 and something. That's those restricted funds, and it would take 205,000. $205,388.47 to get to the 25 salary schedule.
Is that something that we can entertain? What's been that money?
That's a question that I have from Ms. Andrea to know moving forward, how we'll be able to maintain that. Right now, it's about 200,000 a year, Ms. Andrea, where we are right now without increasing the 25 years, for the certified setup. Okay, to each year. That's what it's roughly costs, is $200,000 for the increase.
It's like 205, 388, 47, that's with,
No,
I'm sorry.
without
Well, the benefits.
the 25 years. Just looking at what it is each year for the step raises and things. Looking at what Douglas, he said it was about $200,000.
You know, as well as.
I thought you were looking at the 25. But those are the people that would benefit from 25 years. But if you do that and we just stay with 20 years, it's about 200,000 to sustain and reach just to the 20 years. But if we went to 25, she could calculate to see how much more that would be. Is that
Which it does, I think we would need to see what that comparison.
Which going to the 25, you know, it's gonna, you can't pay someone less than what they're already getting paid. So that's gonna be a big factor in it too. Because they may not be on that 25-year scale yet. So you have to work it down to where they'll get on that eventually. So you're gonna have those monies there plus the extra where you scale that out. So it's gonna be a big increase. Once you finally get everybody moved over to that 25-year scale. I hope that's making sense to what I'm saying. Because, you know, you can't pay anyone less, so it may not hit right on that 25-year scale. Scaling it out like that. Makes sense to what I'm saying? Not really. Because we'll still have to use the 20-year scale, and then you'll have the 25. So, like, if somebody's getting paid.
They had the example that CCBOE passed out.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, it shows better if you look at the chart.
Yeah. If you look at that chart and compare someone getting paid a certain amount at 10 years may not match up on the 25-year scale. It may be less than what on that 25-year scale. So you have to kind of work those people over to that 25-year scale, and that's going to be extra money on that as well.
What, give it a baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry.
She's looking at 2%. One is 2%.
Do you think we have over 20 years? Hang on.
Yeah, we asked that question.
Fifty over 20.
50 teachers.
Yeah.
I like 5. Yeah.
Over 20.
You know how many we got over 20, Mister?
That is over 50. It's over
The
20 years.
50 is the one over 20.
Yes.
Okay. She said 25. so-
That's a difference of some 30 to 25. 20 to 12. Sorry.
It would have said it would
Yeah, I
count.
got you.
It is 50.
And how many over 20?
Oh, 24.
Yeah, how many over 20? 50.
No, there's 30.
Well, let's count it. She's got it tallied.
I think it's 25.
That is over 50 years. I mean, there were few numbers.
I think it's 39.
Over 20 and 50 over 25. Right?
That's 21 and up.
Okay.
Because we've got some that have 39. So as far as over 25 or starting at 26, there's 21, 26 and up.
That's those people that are either stupid or loyal, like you trap it.
They go on 39.
They're loyal.
That's right.
Well, that's everyone out there. Trying to pay more now. Yeah, there's an This one gets. Everybody first line and the lower line. We still have.
What we're looking
That's what I had.
But yeah, my person that we come in.
Well, honestly, something we'll have to vote on. That is all right. To add to 20.
They scale.
To the 25.
It'd be the same, so you have to account for those money. Already your own. Yeah.
They would.
That's how they is a twelve.
No, it's just, everybody thought the same.
Right.
Yeah, well, I put for office, and I don't know, just it's 20.
Everybody stops and right there.
Except for Central.
No.
No.
They're all- everybody
We
does.
talked about that.
Yes.
We need to write two.
We talked about it, we haven't, but we haven't looked at the pictures for that.
We have multiple.
Yeah.
Now you're just like,
Most of them.
and you're good at what you do.
But everybody takes those shots.
Listen, I'm gonna work on something 32, but still.
And that was like 7,000, 82,000, there's one more. Now, so you fall under this. It's children, right? So he said, no. Yeah, absolutely.
The worst.
Are there any calculations that you want Miss Andrea and Miss Diane to calculate?
Financially, financially, are we saying we can do a pay increase or increase the scale? I mean, does it have to be one or the other?
Well, they were really saying, I don't know.
She says financial.
You know, I mean, that would just be something they would have to put together
For us to look at.
to look at, like one with a 2% raise and a 3% raise with 20 years, or both with that plus if you're going to do it. To see what the 25 years would look like.
This, as far as any extra funds, is just that for this 1 year left from TISA. And then after that, there's not anything that they've shared with us that's coming down the pipe that we're gonna get on.
That we would have to make.
Yes, ma'am.
Speaking of commissioners, something else too you might think about is whatever you do decide does affect food service and payroll. So if they cannot sustain those raises or whatnot, then he has to pick it up as well. So that's even more money.
Just out of food service, out of Miss Kathy's budget, out of special education programs, they pay for the educational assistants and some teachers out of their budgets. So whatever we do for G, they would have to do as well.
Right.
See what we look like with 2% and 3% increase on this 20 years. Now, give us this cover.
Okay.
I mean, we could get, I guess we could do one for 25, one of that. We are okay with that. 25. No, I'm talking about
In the budget.
In the
the
budget.
budget line, what it would cost, and how much it's gonna put us into our budget.
Certified.
Yeah, appreciate it.
What about for non-certified?
Yeah, I'm fine with that, you know. Yeah.
Policy with the 3%,
For the non-certified.
or do them with 5%.
I think just the 2 and 3%.
Yeah.
Percent.
Meetings every technology and they, recommend a budget. Our next budget meeting and be discussing.
What you see in the budget you have are already things that they have. So we've already got from the supervisors, what Michael's needed for an increase for technology. I don't know if Stephanie has anything in there or not, but that's already in the budget that you have right now.
So no one else will be coming next month to present any.
Now, they'll be here if you all have questions. Well, now that you've had this, if you have questions, then they'll be here to answer the questions that you have, but none of them have asked for anything extra major. It's just an increase in the fact of Chromebooks are going up by so much money. So that obviously we're gonna have to put more money in that, any software, those sorts of things. But as far as anybody else coming that is gonna ask you for any more money, there's not anybody.
Nobody wants.
We already have to make a budget. Because we're gonna have to get a new software to replace Skyward. Is that already in the budget? And
That would have not gotten into the budget. That will be,
because
that's gonna be a significant amount.
as well.
Yes.
That's what we gotta find out.
Okay.
How much it is, right?
So Andrea, tell us what you put in this budget that we,
Just what the supervisors have requested, and there was not many changes on that.
Not really, no.
And then the assistant principals that y'all asked us what they proposed at the last meeting. So that had been there.
and technology research.
Right, he's part of the supervisor.
Our supervisor, any central office staff.
But we're waiting on the price.
Prize for Skyward,
Right.
that's out of weeks away. That's the only one we're waiting.
We got to wait, but y'all don't have that, right now.
I mean, we
Make
have,
sure it's in the budget.
I was told anywhere from 50 to 250,000. So
Yeah, we're just waiting. on that.
not that it was a broad range or anything.
So,
So we'll go for lower.
in the next budget, so far, we are going to add in a 2% teacher raise.
2 and
2 and 3. 2 and 3. Okay. What do we decide?
2 and 3 for this.
What about?
And have one that would go to 20 years, what that would look like, and then go to 25 years. That's right.
I want this 25.
That does
It's
not.
like to
put
say we want to
anything on this
retain
rate.
people.
That does not.
That does
Oh,
not.
I agree with you. I'm just,
Giving the insurance.
that way we can, cause we still gotta approve, that would have to be voted on. So, since it technically ain't been voted on yet,
What's that?
so 25 years, we can have the 20 years into it. For what we have in place right now.
And that does not include his. Sorry. Miss Courtney mentioned also that this does not include the increase in insurance that CCA has requested also. And this normal insurance will go up, it always does. But I have not heard any hard figures as to what that increase is gonna look like anyway.
So how do we, I mean, I feel like we definitely need to fix the spouse insurance situation. So how do we fix that? Do we need to vote on that? Do we need to, what do we need to do there?
They would have to be an agenda.
Okay, we put that on the agenda. And so that's not gonna cost any more, you said?
Correct. When I talked to Ms. Shannon, she said that should not be a problem. It's not gonna count. It's not going to cost the district any more money to do that. It's gonna save the employees money.
Or the ones that are married.
Yes, the ones that are married, because they only have one deductible.
Right.
Okay.
That's spent a lot of time and been into all that. Any questions?
So for the April agenda, I've got items for the EA's discussion about the sick days and for the insurance. For spouses. The spouses.
And we got coaches that needs to be added in.
Do what now?
The coaches supplement. Y'all wanna look at that? If y'all wanna see it with it added in. Do make sure really. High school's been increased at 96.50.
So we don't have assistant coaches for baseball or? We do?
Yeah.
We do for business.
They're on
Oh,
You don't play golf and tennis. Or cross country.
soccer and volleyball and.
Soccer,
Soccer, volleyball.
soccer has a non-paid assistant. Volleyball does not have an assistant either that I'm aware of.
We'll make sure we have.
Right.
Inventory.
Something as far as coaches and increasing supplements for them, I just want to make sure that my suggestion is that we're also looking at the assistant principals to make sure that they're right up there along with the coaches.
So they would need to be,
I don't know if
an
that's
increase to, the highest paid one would be 5,000, right? So then their stipend should be.
So I don't know if that's something Mr. Hollingsworth, if there's a way for you to calculate that and provide that so we can make that change. So that the board did, I think you already did.
Well, she's saying for the increase.
If we increase the coaching supplements.
Because right now, y'all's figures were based on kind of what it was comparable to what the most stipends was currently, right?
It was similar, and our number was based more off of other like assistant principals. What we did a comparison based off of other positions as well.
I would like, and I believe what was Julie saying, I would like for the assistant principals not to make less than what our coaches are making for all of the responsibilities that y'all have as well.
So one thing I don't see, maybe, how do the elementary schools pay y'all if they come out of their coaches stuff? I
It was.
didn't see it in there.
It was,
Am I missing it?
it was in last month's, wasn't it?
No.
It's $400.
I'm just not seeing it on the one we got. Yeah, I think.
Coaches for basketball and cheer, and then assistant coaches for basketball.
Yeah.
From last year.
Okay. Just thought it was, was that the honor? I wasn't like. Yeah, so that was it, that's not bad, it was there.
Correct. Right. The big figures are not actually.
Yeah.
That's what they're.
Yes.
Papers up here on this one.
And this is from 2 years ago. That they had an increase.
Video won't be supplement charges.
So we're gonna do the, if we put the coaching supplements in at this increase, then we are going to, you want to also increase the assistant principal?
Yes, great. That's a good idea. Okay, but these are. But they was pregnant all, I mean, if they were all here. Oh, no, they wouldn't not. It's everybody's.
Oh, so you have it in the.
But this is more than mine.
That's what, well, I thought most of it was. Oh. Those are, they don't answer. Right, but this is for, this right here is already in the budget for the non-employee cases. But it's in. Yeah, it's been, but that's already in there. Oh, the next one, I was, it's already. Okay. Okay. So that's already in, but. Okay. No, that, yeah. No, that was it was either in. Okay, Miss Sheila, do you want to read what everybody wanted on? Do you have wrote down what? Does anybody have wrote down what we wanted to see proposed?
So we got the 2% teacher raise, the 3% teacher raise, the increase to 25 year, and the 2% and 3% for support staff, and the 25-year pay scale. The coaches supplements, and increasing the assistant principal stipend to mirror the highest coaching supplement, which is $5,000. For what?
The hospital.
High school? No, for all the assistant.
Yes.
Yeah. To the highest.
Set to the highest one. Oh, okay, I got you. I'm following.
And then that was okay with that was. You have that forward now. For y'all.
Medical.
Then I get it.
For insurance.
Insurance.
Yeah, the,
Yeah, did we want to do the, did we want to look at the, what they were asking for the 1% raise and the 10% raise?
Well, I may not make it hard to look at
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
1% raise for singles and 10% for family, right?
it. So 1% raise for single insurance and 10% raise for
Family.
family.
Yeah.
So are we saying like assistant? They're gonna get the $5,000, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure it out. The coaches would be $5,000 stipend?
That
What
is
the request.
If it
That
increases.
is a request.
But not all of them. That was, we just went by the highest. And then the assistant principals would mirror that. That's what we're asking. So mine's,
So then that's gonna.
mine's 3560, so,
And mine would be even less.
Yes.
Because I have less.
so I mean, we do get a 12 month, but we also work. Like, I'm just curious as to how this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if mine's stipend's 3560, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless my teacher pays, that's what we pay.
With the, wouldn't that have affected that as well?
3,000.
I mean, are the other increase that we were looking at for this instance?
I mean,
Yeah.
increase the principals too, is what you're
Yes,
saying.
I mean, I got you. Run into, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know what you thought. Yeah, so we get a, I had more of a stop and mine's 36.
I got.
So they're making,
I
yeah.
understand.
They're making.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We didn't think about that.
No, we do get a solid point, but.
Or apologize.
They're all tied to the teacher's salary.
Is there a way we can get a breakdown of this? Understand for me?
The person was gonna get a stipend for their.
No, I just found that out.
It's 35 years. I think that are under them.
Okay. And add that to the other stipend. There you go.
And if, but ours would be less than that.
Yeah, you have more.
So we need to rework it, so it's if they're principal.
Which they deserve.
Or we need to
Every one day, I don't want to deserve that.
What did you say?
I said, do we need to rework it?
The assistant. So as of right now, in my understanding, as of the last meeting with the $3,000 stipend, that puts the assistant principals less than y'all.
Yes.
But if we mirror the coaches, it puts them more. But the coaches right now are already making more.
Yes, they are. Some of your priorities.
And I'm not saying that they don't deserve it. I'm just saying I think that it's equally important. Well, we are, but I can't change what's already been. I want to make it fair and this forward. That's all we can do. So, Jessica, where did we leave off on this?
If I can, sorry, just because I know
Go ahead.
it's been brought up about our stuff versus coaches, and again, we mentioned last time it's not trying to be like competitive or taking care of everyone else. The number that we had originally come up with, like the 3,000, was not necessarily to like past coaches, or the reason we didn't ask for, say, 4,500 to match the coaches is because we do have extended contract, which is built in. Now, I mean, we work for it. It's not someone's just throwing, extra money on it, but that does add into that part of that additional pay, if that makes sense. And we were even trying to have that with that differentiated scale where we compared to other districts, where there's a bump up at the middle school level and then another bump up at the high school level without working extra days or hours, but still having them get that additional pay for all the like extra school activities and stuff. So if y'all want to raise our supplement, I'm not going to argue with you or anything, but I did at least want to make sure that I had that kind of cleared up. As to why we didn't initially just come in and say, hey, just match us up with a contract.
So you're comfortable at your.
I can't speak for every single I can just provide the rationale of why we presented what we did at the first
And the
meeting.
thing is, because when you look at that, you think, okay, what are we valuing more? And been there, done that. What are we valuing more? Sports or education? No, I don't say it, but we talked as a group. We met and we talked about it. I have the most years, and this one has, and what did we feel was fair? We did she was 5,000. We did it in court. We thought, okay, 3,000 is fair because he's the principal. I really don't need to make more than him, even though I've got more years. It sits on his shoulders.
Exactly.
And that's what we thought about, and that's why I'm trying to the scale that he did. That's why we did that. Because we don't want to make more than them because they carry the burden. But in the same sense, we do a lot of grunt work that today alone, a 504 in person, a 504 on the phone, truancy board meeting, a vape board meeting, and that's not counting everything else. That's just today. All those little things.
So leave it alone.
Just don't take it.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, the number that we presented was to just make our pay be more in line with the work that we do. As of right now, it's much more closely aligned with regular standard teacher pay. And with the adjustments, that would put us closer to administrator like principal pay, but still shouldn't put us over the top.
I'm here to tell you, if you take that pay scale, I'm on my 32nd, but I stop off at 20. Okay. So I work 10 months and then I have to work 20 more days. So I work 11 months. So I get an extra month's salary. And then my stipend to be an AP was $1,100. So I'm not getting, so really your stipend, I have to work the extra month So my
And then you get a
stipend's
bunch of dollars.
yeah, so that's it. I get $100 a month to be an AP.
And I can justify that she does not, or she does way more than $100 extra a month. I caught myself.
And that's where we're seeing coaches who might be making $5,000 for a season. You know, where APs are working every day and doing the extra every day. So they should be making more than our APs.
Both are equally important, because I can
Yeah.
say, I'm a parent of a college student that plays sports. And he had to have the grades to get into college, to get that scholarship that's paying for, he's got academic scholarships and sports scholarships. It's paying for all of his college. Me and his dad has not had to pay for a penny. So it's both equally important, in my opinion. But they gotta have the grades too to do that. I mean, to keep that, and to keep those scholarships to pay for their education, you know, as they go on.
How are we getting people to go into leadership in our county if we aren't paying them? If I can be a coach and make the same money or better money than going into leadership, we've got to have people building up people to lead our schools to take over when these people go out. Who else is going to come in? And if we're not preparing them, we could coach until we retire. And our retirement as educators is based on our highest 5-year salary. And so if I'm going to make more as a coach, then maybe just do that instead of taking on that burden as a person in a leadership position.
The week before.
Week
Okay.
7th night.
Those are three. Okay. So y'all have anything else?
I would like to look at giving Melanie a stipend for overtime hours, Melanie,
Oh,
for all of the after hours. I mean, I know that she has a salary, but there's a lot of things that happen.
the on call stuff.
Yeah, like an on-call stipend.
Can you say that again louder?
Sure. Yes. I asked if we could look at giving Melanie an on-call stipend for all the hours that she's working, weekends, nights, for the district.
Yeah, we're gonna do that for sure. Okay.
Got a number or?
Okay, just well, I was hoping somebody was gonna help me with that.
Well, we
I would
could,
think $5,000. And at that number across the board.
or Jerry and Penny.
That also to the April agenda. That was needed. Would that need to be in the April agenda item too? Or budget? Budget.
I just, it's just been increasing those and like the rest of the region. Anything?
Did we have a number? I'm sorry.
She said dog across the board, what I'm getting right now.
Not to backtrack, where did we end on the EAs? We talked about that. Is that,
For the.
we have to vote on
sick
that?
days and
Yes.
That's not gonna be on the April
That has to be on.
agenda. I got it in.
But it won't be reflected in the April figures, right?
Anything else? Well, we're good.
I just want to clear up one little thing
No, it's just,
that we're putting, so we're leaving the assistant principal stipend alone. What we decide on that?
I thought we went to 5 on everything. Did I miss something? I've been trying to keep up.
It's been a
Well, we
long.
went back and forth. If
Shane said, you said,
Ask for it.
you said leave it, you personally, not the other assistant principal. Shane was okay with what you presented to us,
Right.
is what you said in the conversation with Ms. Curtis earlier, correct?
That's the impression
I
I
felt like what we presented had been discussed and had been, everyone had agreed that it would have been reasonable and fair.
So we can look at one with that.
And if we do, then we need to.
I get messages, please.
Yes.
We already have that in here.
Yeah.
The 3,000.
Yes.
Yeah, 3,000's in there.
So,
So we can add, if y'all
If y'all
add
want us
something
to
else
come
to the
back,
budget,
discuss with the other APs and come
We'll be
back with
glad
a separate option, I don't care to do that. That's, and again, I speak for myself, only there are 5 other people in that group, so.
we would just have to let Ms. Julie kind of go with what.
but you couldn't let your assistant principal's stipend be greater than your principal's
Yes, I
stipend.
can let-
And if we did the 5,000, then that would make, we would have to raise the principal stipend also for it to be fair.
Correct.
And I feel like, I mean, I ain't saying y'all ain't worth it. But if they are comfortable with what they presented, then what do y'all think?
I would like to see it.
But
We can,
we can put it in
we
there.
can just see what it looks like.
Let's just see.
Yep.
So an increase in the assistant principal and the principal?
You have to get.
So what are we increasing the principals to? We're increasing the assistant principal to 5,000. What are we?
Well, if at 3,000, the principals are making 3,500.
Not everybody.
Mine's
Everybody's
at 3,058. I guess it's based on
How many
how many
certified
certified
staff?
staff.
Just like want to know what, like Courtney's would be.
So there's a formula to it?
Yes.
Okay.
So you just have to increase
But it's
the
not-
formula by so much.
Yes.
But it's not what?
It's not over, it's not 5. I mean, it's not here. It's a $1,400 stipend and then $80 per certified teacher. So whoever has a bigger staff obviously would have a bigger overall. So those two things combined.
So-
But our stipend is $1,400 and then we get that supplement for
Plus $80.
$80 per certified teacher. So I have 62 staff, but I get nothing for my support staff. Does that make sense? Certified, yeah. About
So-
70.
Everybody's principal stipend is different.
Yes, correct, depending on how many certified employees you have.
But the assistant principal is
The same.
the same flat rate.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. So would it be feasible to ask if someone would send us an email of each principal stipend? I mean, you don't have to,
You know, it's like to this year, we can have that.
okay. So that way we can.
Not that she has enough to do,
Each principal's stipend.
I mean,
or what you would have.
Stipend plus the certified.
like how much money you get all together.
But she can put it in the formula to what it would increase to.
Almost sounds like you could increase the additional stipend, right? No, it's just it's
Stipend's not
1,400.
You would have to look at what everybody's getting to know how much to increase the.
That was the
Yeah.
formula.
Yeah,
that's- yeah.
Right,
That makes sense.
That would be the easiest way, I think, to do it.
So what is the formula?
I have it right here.
It's $80 times however many certified people they have on.
They get $1,400 plus $80 per certified staff.
And they get paid for 12 months, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Is that correct? And they pay for 11 months.
But we work,
And how many works, can you work
So
how many
that-
months?
we work 12 months.
You work 12 months.
Yes. So this is for a 12-month period.
Okay.
Because we have to work the
Principals work, but he's working with.
additional days. We get 1 week off in the summer is what it boils down to for 4th of July. Right?
We work 11 months.
Correct.
11 months, we're paid 12 months.
Is that right?
I mean, I don't work all 12, but I mean, as far as official, yeah.
But they
Well, not
still
one
do
of these,
they
I didn't know.
They do their,
We have 10 and 10. They don't 10. No, we're 10 and 10. I have to work 10 days in June and 10 days in July.
So part of this issue is that none of us know how our salaries count.
Yes.
We need to know that.
And that's how we feel.
Yeah.
I'm good.
We're adjourned. Thank y'all.